Now at 5, it's tax day, and you have just a few hours left to get all the paperwork done. We're talking about what you need to know if you waited until the last minute.
And it's a sign of spring, salmon being released into the Columbia. Coming up, we're going to hear from educators about why this particular event is so impactful.
And cooler temperatures and strong gusty winds. Is the wind going to die down? I'll tell you all about that coming up in my first alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Austin Reed. Hope you had a good weekend. We're going to start with a fire which caused a significant damage to an Ellensburg apartment complex near Central Washington University. This happened over the weekend.
And Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to fire officials who say the aftermath isn't as bad as it could have been.
Fire officials tell me no one was seriously injured in the fire, though one person was treated for smoke inhalation. But now a dozen people have lost their homes. The fire started just before 2 a.m. Sunday in an upstairs unit of the Campus Village apartment complex. Fire officials say the fire already underway by the time someone called 911. The fire displaced a dozen people from 8 units, 6 with significant fire or water damage. 1 vehicle destroyed, another 2 damaged. Fire officials say CWU is helping several students find shelter, other residents getting help from the Red Cross. The fire believed to be accidental, but the cause still under investigation.
They are pursuing the possibility of disposal of smoking material, but that is not conclusive at this time.
Fire officials say the apartment complex did have a requirement that they say should help residents recover from the loss. That's coming up at 6. Reporting in Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Emily, thank you. Now, today is April the 15th, and like it or not, tax day is here. We spoke with a number of local tax professionals who were staying quite busy. There is no federal extension this year, so you'll have to either ask for one or tell your accountant to do so for you. Across Washington state, the first ever direct file pilot program helped many people. U.S. Senator Patty Murray's office says direct file is a new service through the U.S. Department of Treasury. It's also through the IRS. It allowed eligible taxpayers to prepare and file their tax return online for free, directly with the IRS, rather than going through a middleman website and being forced to pay a fee to file the taxes. Now, we did catch up with a Kennewick tax accountant earlier today, and he has this advice.
It's busy, and many people are starting new businesses in the Tri-Cities, and there's a lot of new people coming into the Tri-Cities. If you haven't filed, I would do an extension, and then if you think you owe money to the IRS, send them a check for what you think you owe.
We'll hear more from him coming up at 6:30 tonight. And while tax day isn't the brightest for many, Kona Ice gave away free snow cones at Grocery Outlet in Kennewick from 12 until 2 o'clock today. Right now, though, Kona Ice is doing the same thing at the grocery outlets in Pasco and Richland. You have until 7 this evening.
Let's kind of sweeten things up a little bit on tax day.
Yeah. Apparently, they've been doing this for a number of years, too. So.
Well, and I think a lot of times it's a lot warmer on tax day than it was this year.
Yeah, and we were just looking at the live shot, I think in our Richland camera, and it is
not too warm out there. Stacy, what's going on?
It's windy, and yes, we dropped our temperatures from yesterday, remember, in the 80s to way down. We're tracking strong gusty winds this evening. I've been seeing winds 60 plus miles an hour in the Ellensburg area today, 30 and 40 plus mile-an-hour gusts in Hermiston and down the Columbia River Gorge. So very windy, definitely making it feel cooler than it is. That wind advisory stays in place now till 11 o'clock. 62 mile-an-hour gusts reported earlier today in Ellensburg. We've been seeing gusts, 40 and 50 miles an hour. And you can see the overcast condition, a little bit hazy looking, and that is blowing dust. 68 degrees on our Legends Casino Skycam. Winds right now 21 miles an hour, gusting a bit above that. So cloudy and breezy tonight, mostly sunny and breezy tomorrow, but substantially cooler than what we saw over the weekend. Those cooler temperatures will be with us through most of the week. We could even see some potential freeze warnings from Tuesday into Wednesday morning in some of our areas. So I'll get to all those details coming up in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Stacy, thank you. The search for a missing 31-year-old woman in Grant County continues tonight. We spoke with the Grant County Sheriff's Office this morning, and they tell us that there have been some rumors flying around and misinformation about the case posted on social media.
We did have some people, and I don't know what connection they had to Irene or if they had any connection to Irene, but we certainly have a lot of spectators on the internet who I think were beginning to speculate or start putting information out there that was not accurate. At one point on social media, I did have to scold some people and let them know to be careful about making any assumptions and spreading any rumors, because we want to be able to track down factual information rather than try to interpret what the rumors are and then be led down the rabbit hole on that.
Irene was recorded on home surveillance between 4 and 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th of this year, walking away from a home in the 4900 block of Road U Southwest in George. She was alone and left her car at that home. She spoke with family later that day, stating that she was in Wenatchee. Since then, Irene has not contacted her family, and her phone is either off or the battery has died. So if you know anything, call the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Alyssa.
All right, now Kennewick police are investigating a second drive-by shooting that has happened in just over the course of just over a week. Now, police say someone shot at an apartment on West Clearwater Avenue near North Edison Street, for those of you who are familiar with the area. Now, that happened just before 3 o'clock Saturday morning. The gunfire, we're told, broke a window, but nobody was injured. Police say they believe the shooter was targeting that specific apartment. If you have any information about what happened, you can call the non-emergency police line. That number to do that is 509-628-0333. You can also leave an anonymous tip online at kpdtips.com.
The state auditor's office has released reports about 2 police shootings in the Tri-Cities. It happened within months of one another back in 2021.
Yeah, so the auditor's office says overall the local law enforcement agencies involved and the Tri-County Special Investigations Unit are following the rules for following up after an officer uses deadly force. So these audits give state lawmakers, law enforcement, and us in the public a glimpse of how well Washington's laws are working at holding police accountable. There's a few key requirements. Investigators have to make sure that the use of deadly force is not investigated by any officers from that law enforcement agency connected with the incident itself. They also have to make sure that only the investigators have full access to the case file, and they have to give weekly updates while the investigation is going on. So let's talk about this state audit. They audited the investigation into a use of force incident involving Richland police in February of 2021. That left 1 person injured. The auditor's office says in this case, investigators didn't notify the man's family about updates in the case, as they're required to do, because he was still alive, and so the investigators notified him instead. So the state auditor's office is recommending a clarification to the law for these cases. The auditor's office also said that investigators need to document the steps they're taking to make sure that only authorized people have access to the case file. The state made that same recommendation on a deadly police shooting from August of 2021. Now, that investigation was significantly more complicated because of how many law enforcement agencies were involved. But the state says investigators did almost everything right. The audit does show that investigators didn't notify family members about 2 updates before those updates were released. We're also tracking developing news from New York tonight, where just a few hours ago, court wrapped up in the first day of former President Donald Trump's hush money trial.
So Trump obviously accused of creating a fake business record to hide payments to Stormy Daniels, but ABC's Christiane Cardero reports it will likely be weeks before opening arguments get started.
Today, former President Donald Trump took his seat in court, one no president ever has, as a criminal defendant. After leaving Trump Tower, his motorcade weaved through the streets of Manhattan to arrive at this intersection of American history around 9:30 a.m. In the halls outside the courtroom, he shared a brief statement consistent with one he's echoed for months.
It's a case that should have never been brought. It's an assault on America.
Trump is charged with falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment through his attorney at the time, Michael Cohen, to adult film actress Stormy Daniels, who has alleged an affair that Trump has long denied.
The defendant claimed that he was paying Michael Cohen for legal services performed in 2017. This simply was not true.
Trump has pleaded not guilty and denies any wrongdoing. The trial is expected to be in session 4 days a week for roughly 6 weeks. He'll go back and forth between the courtroom and the campaign trail, today reiterating his claims the two are connected.
This is really an attack on a political opponent.
A jury of 12 people will ultimately decide whether to convict or acquit a U.S. president of a crime for the first time ever.
Right now, he's sitting in the room with these jurors as they're asked questions. They'll be asked questions by the judge. The lawyers are also allowed to ask follow-ups. So at the very least, this could take a week.
Prosecutors are expected to center their case on the testimony of Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen. Also expected to take the stand, Stormy Daniels.
And I relish the day that I get to face him and speak my truth.
And Trump himself, who says he plans to testify.
And that was Christiane Cordero reporting. Court is scheduled to be in session 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every weekday except on Wednesdays.
Today, FBI agents boarded the cargo ship that destroyed a major bridge in Baltimore last month. The FBI says they're conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity, but is not saying specifically what those agents are doing. ABC News reports the agents are looking to see if there was any criminal wrongdoing in relation to the crash. The National Transportation Safety Board is also investigating. Closer to home, a $1.8 million project to repave Vantage Highway in Kittitas County is now underway thanks to a boost in federal funding in the fall. Kittitas County Public Works officials say the highway is showing some signs of wear and tear, like potholes that frequently require temporary repairs. Work includes removing and replacing 3 inches of road surface all the way from number 81 road to the Ellensburg city limits. County officials say there might be some minor delays during the weekdays, but the biggest impact to travelers will be between April 22nd and May 3rd.
The 2 weeks while we're milling and paving, the plan is to, through the work area, they'll close traffic heading eastbound and have them detour around and keep traffic westbound heading through the project limits.
Well, Public Works officials say the work should all be completed by early June.
Columbia Center Rotary Club is hosting its first ever speech contest, and they are looking for Benton and Franklin County high school students to compete. Contestants will be asked to create a speech essay describing how they use the 4-way test in their lives. The first place winner will take home $1,000. Second and third place also get some cash prizes. But organizers say they are hoping everyone involved will walk away with some new skills.
It's a great opportunity for our youth to learn about Rotary, to learn about the 4-way test. It's great to grow individuals who are interested in a service club that does good for our community and for the world. And it's a great leadership opportunity. It's a great opportunity to focus on communication, both verbal and written skills. And I don't really believe that we have anything like that here in our area. And it's just another way, another positive activity for youth to be able to be involved.
The deadline for the written speech essay is coming up on May 2nd. A committee will select 10 finalists to present their speeches and determine the winner on May the 16th.
Very exciting. Well, we're seeing some very windy weather across the region tonight. Stacey Lee's going to have a look at when things will calm down coming up in your First Alert forecast.
But that windy weather did not stop this annual tradition on the banks of the Columbia River. Coming up, hear why local experts say that getting kids up close and personal with fish is so important for all of our future. Stay tuned.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
The Honda you want is here, so drive in the moment with the versatile CR-V or Accord. Both named a Car and Driver 10 Best. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Idaho Public Television and PBS Kids offer a wide range of resources to help your children learn and grow while at home, including apps, games, and the PBS Kids channel stream, all for free. There are additional age-appropriate resources at our PBS Kids for Parents site, too. Sign up for a daily newsletter that offers activities and tips. PBS Learning Media is also a great tool for teaching at home. You'll find all of these resources and more at idahoptv.org/kids.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports and your day becomes better and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and it's a good life. I'm Randy and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, it is a very reliable sign of spring in our region. Today, Benton Conservation held its annual Salmon Summit in Columbia Park.
I know a lot of kids were excited about this, and reliable is right. They've been doing this for over a quarter century now. It's also the grand finale for the Salmon in the Classroom program. So about 1,400 fourth grade students from Richland School District have been raising salmon and learning about them in class, and today they released them into the river.
I think the biggest impact that this event has on helping the ecosystem is fostering a sense of stewardship in the students. By each releasing a fish into the river, a fish that they've cared for at school, then they kind of develop also a connection and feel responsible for taking care of the rivers.
Well, tomorrow is the last day for the Salmon Summit release in Kennewick. They'll also be doing a smaller version in Prosser coming up in early May.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
I think I need to get that salmon hat that she had on. All right, let's talk about the wind and take a peek outside. You can see it looks very hazy off in the distance. That is blowing dust, and we've had to deal with gusty winds all day long. The winds are blowing 21 miles an hour sustained and gusting even higher in the Columbia Basin. 68 degrees, though, outside. Our sunset tonight at 7:45. So wind advisory, we don't have one in the Columbia Basin, but it is still very windy. The strongest winds have been blowing down the Columbia River Gorge, gusts of 40+ miles per hour. 62-mile-an-hour gust was recorded in Ellensburg just a couple of hours ago. So we'll continue to see these strong gusty winds. Let's take a look at Futurecast and when things will start to kind of ease up and die down. And that'll be tomorrow, but we are going to still see some breezy winds through the area, even through tomorrow night. Columbia River Gorge, Hanford Reach, down the Yakima-Kittitas Valley, a little bit lighter winds in the foothills of the Blues. And we were just talking about everyone sniffling and sneezing. Our allergy counts are through the roof. We're very, very high. Juniper, birch, and alder trees are the main culprits of those. We're going to stay high tomorrow, and then we'll level off, but still medium to high for the next few days. But today, lots of pollen floating around in the air. Here's our weather pattern. That cold front has been moving in, which caused our temperatures to drop quite a bit, and maybe a little bit of a dusting of snow in some of the northern portion of the Cascades. Upper level system will bring more clouds, cooler weather tomorrow, and in fact, tomorrow night, some of our areas could be down to the freezing level. Here's what things look like tonight. Just mostly cloudy, not seeing any rain, and we can continue to get that northeasterly flow of wind. So that will continue to pump the cold air down into our region. Here's the difference in temperatures from just 24 hours ago. Look at this. We're 14 degrees cooler in the Tri-Cities, nearly 20 degrees cooler in Ellensburg, and over 20 degrees cooler right now in Yakima. So that's what you've been experiencing today, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures drop and then settle in right about average for Yakima. As we get towards the end of the week, we'll start hitting above average, dropping down below our average high for this time of year in Tri-Cities, again getting up to about average as we get through the rest of the week. Now, speaking of that, our average date for last spring frost in the Tri-Cities Tri-Cities is coming up pretty quickly. Usually the 21st to the 30th, we're out of that freezing. Same thing for Hermiston and in Walla Walla. A little bit later time frame for Pendleton between May 1st and 10th, and even further for Yakima. And Yakima is where I'm tracking those chilly temperatures on overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. Tonight, everybody's staying above the freezing level, 30s and 40 degrees at Hanford. For tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies, a few clouds, cooler, not quite as breezy, but still going to be windy, especially in the Columbia Basin with our temperatures in the 50s and low 60s, so pretty low. Here's what things are looking like tomorrow, our 7-day planning forecast. Tri-Cities staying above the freezing level, good news there, but look at Yakima Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. We will see temperatures at that frost level, so things will start warming up after that. Taking a peek at Walla Walla and Hermiston, look for those breezy winds there as well. Temperatures should remain just slightly above that freezing level and eventually start to warm up as we get into the weekend. So far, midweek or so, weather's looking pretty calm and quiet, but still dealing with those breezy and gusty winds tonight. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Stacey. Well, protesters shut down major highways all across the country today, causing a traffic nightmare for several West Coast cities.
Yeah, and it all has to do with how the government is spending our tax dollars on this tax day. We'll explain next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Now is a great time to get an offer you'll love on the Accord Hybrid and CR-V Hybrid. Inventory is here, so bring on the fun. Bring on the weekend getaways. Bring on the memories. And get a great offer on a Honda, named the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Take advantage of the tax credits you can, including the annual Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You can get money back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
When things go sideways, will you be prepared? I want to introduce you to the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Use the endless free power of the sun to power lights, your TV, medical equipment, even run your fridge. And that's without gas, fumes, or noise. Go to 4patriots.com. You'll get a solar panel included free, double the capacity, expandable for more power, and more outlets than ever. This is about peace of mind. Get your solar generator and free panel at 4patriots.com.
Watch me. Watch me shine with every snap. Born to move fans, to cheer and clap. 2 different legs, that's how I play. One built from science to help me on the day. Between these lines, I'm all heart and muscle. Don't stare too long, you'll miss the hustle. Watch me. Pioneers in prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Well, check this out. Today, protesters in several cities, including Eugene, Oregon, Chicago, Miami, and in the San Francisco Bay Area, blocked roads in a show for support for Palestinians. At one point, protesters blocked southbound lanes of the Golden Gate Bridge. They are calling for the United States to stop sending weapons and taxpayer money to Israel. This comes after Iran attacked Israel over the weekend, and now world leaders are bracing for more possible violence.
Right. So Israel is blamed for an airstrike earlier this month that destroyed Iran's consulate in Syria and killed several people. But on Saturday, Iran retaliated, launching hundreds of drones and missiles at Israel. Now, Israel's military says they intercepted 99% of those drones and missiles, but they did share this video of damage that they say was caused by an Iranian strike. Israel has been in open conflict with the Hamas terror group, which is backed by Iran, for 6 months now. That's what's happening in Gaza. But this is the first time in history that Iran has directly attacked Israel from Iranian soil. And World News Tonight will have continuing coverage of all of that starting at 5:30.
But first, we are going to check in with our Stacey Lee one more time and get a look at tonight's viewer photo of the day. This always puts us in a good mood. Stay tuned.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Tonight, Donald Trump stands trial. The history-making hush money case begins. Plus, the crisis in the Middle East. Will tensions spread? More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most-watched newscast on television.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months or up to $2,800 off select Kubota tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Enjoy bowling here at Triple Play, where fun is always in season. French fries are fun, which is always in season here at Triple Play. Speaking of fun, did you know it's always in season at Triple Play?
Dude, what's with dropping the tagline?
The marketing ladies wanted me to push it.
What did they offer you?
5 pizzas.
Gonna share, right?
Of course.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Oh, thanks.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale. Thank you for voting us Yakima's first choice for personal injury, civil law, and best overall law firm.
We are honored and grateful to be part of this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
Why is my internet slow? There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month than cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar April 25th and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Welcome back, Stacey. We're all kind of sniffling and sneezing today.
Yeah, between the wind, the dust, the high pollen counts, it's not good today or tomorrow. But this is really good. Come take a look at your screen. This is our friend Dee. She's an avid bike rider, so she's always out snapping some great pictures of the Walla Walla area. This one is no exception. Thank you, Dee. Biking around in Walla Walla. Look at that. I think that looks like wheat fields, maybe?
I think it's wheat fields and daffodils. And honestly, if if it looks like that, I'll handle a few sniffles.
Right, so I'm sure she grabbed that one over the weekend. So QR code right side of your screen, go up with your phone. That's how you're going to submit your weather photo. Love to see them, even if they're not local, but we do love those local photos. Also, let's take a quick peek at your day tomorrow. Now, winds are still going to be breezy for most of the day, but not as windy as we've been seeing today, and hopefully not as much dust flying around. That's what's pretty bad right now, so get ready to be dusting your house in the next couple of days. And out the door, those temperatures aren't looking too bad tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you, Stacy, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.